Good morning. This is the special board meeting Friday, August 9th, 2024 of the Cochise County Board of Supervisors at 10 a.m. in the Board of Supervisors hearing room, 1415 Melody Lane, Building G, Bisbee, Arizona 85603, pursuant to ARS 38431.02H. The public will have physical access to the meeting place 15 minutes prior to the start of the meeting. Any item on this agenda is open for discussion and possible action. Roll call. Crosby is here representing District 1. Ms. English is not here today to represent District 2 and District 3.
Supervisor Judd is here.
Thank you. Members of the public body may also attend this meeting via Microsoft Teams computer or mobile app or via phone by calling 602-609-7513 or 888-680-6714, conference ID 320-199-160 #. If you have trouble accessing this meeting remotely, call 520-432 9200 for direction. And my plan for today is to get a motion for the single action item, and then we will have the public comment period. May I have a motion?
Mr. Vice Chair, I move that we accept the election results certified and submitted by the Cochise County Elections Department as the official canvas for the primary election held on July 30th, 2024.
And I second the motion. Therefore, next we will have public comment, and the first form that I have filled out is for Christy Brown. Is Christy Brown here?
Sorry, the form says that she'd be on Teams. She is not on
Okay,
Teams.
thank you. Next is Ms. Allison Morse.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. Good morning, and thank you for having me speak. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm Allison Morse from Portal. I'm currently a round-the-clock caregiver for my mom in her home, who just went on hospice yesterday, so I pray she'll be around in November to vote, but I'm afraid it's a very unlikely from some notes. Can you still hear me? I'm hearing strange noises.
No, I hear you fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm thanking you both, Supervisors Crosby and Judd, in advance. From what I've read, you both plan to certify the election results, and I certainly appreciate you not dragging us through more lawsuits and costing taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawsuits, etc. And I do expect the same attitude of acceptance and compliance for the general election in November. So I just want to thank you in advance for that. I also would like to take this opportunity to thank the Chief Civil Deputy County Attorney Christine Roberts for her outstanding and tireless years of service to Cochise County. She's exhibited extraordinary professionalism and unwavering commitment to the rule of law. I learned from the Sierra Vista Herald Review that she had to endure vile threats from We the People group. And of course, I've heard much of the ongoing disrespect from Supervisor Crosby. I just listened to the recording of the supervisor meeting from February 7th, 2023 at about minute 58. And then more recently, the jail district budget meeting of June 11th, 2024. Excuse me, I got COVID from my mom who got it from where she was. So the jail district budget meeting of June 11th of this year, starting around minute 5 minutes and 37 seconds. It's really, I'm sorry to say this kind of directly to you, Supervisor Crosby, because I know you're kind of in charge of the meeting, but my opinion, deplorable and inexcusable how you have continued to ignore and interrupt and talk over Ms. Roberts. And I'm sure countless others in our county would agree. She is an exceptional attorney who has done a fine job, and I'm so sorry to see her go. We wish you all the very best in Pinal County, and they are so lucky to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Morse. Next is Tricia Gerardette. Ms. Gerardette, are you with us today?
I am on Teams. Good morning, Supervisors, Tricia Jaredette and Sierra Vista. I'll echo Ms. Moore's comments about sorry to see Christine Roberts leave us, but can perhaps understand why and hope she does well in her new job. I'm also happy to understand that we can anticipate a positive vote on accepting the election results from the July 30th primary results. And understand from the local newspaper that Supervisor Crosby plans to vote in favor because he hasn't heard from the people we heard from last time, 2 years ago, that they had any concerns about the machines. And I'd be very curious to know, and perhaps other people as well, as to what has changed in the situation and the setup with our machines that that group is not concerned as they were 2 years ago. And I'd like to know what is different, what has changed that they are no longer concerned. And since Supervisor Crosby, you had a bit of a relationship with them 2 years ago, perhaps you could ask them to let the rest of us know why they no longer had concerns for this year's elections. And I also hope that this trust in the system will carry forward to the November election results as well. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just going to respond to that really quick. I am protecting these speakers' freedom of speech right now. And if I wouldn't protect my own rights, why would they or anybody else think that I would protect your rights, in this case, to freedom of speech? So this is this has to do with change orders and VSTL's voting system test labs. And this is what the Secretary of State said approximately in August 17th, 2022. This is a summary of the certified engineering change orders made to vote tabulating equipment that was previously certified by the Secretary of State. Copies of the actual certifications can be obtained by contacting the Secretary of State's office. Okay, so that was never answered to this day in 2022, and that is the difference between the 2022 election and now. So I hope that answers that question. Okay, getting back to the agenda. Ms. Marisol Renteria, would you please tell us, you are the interim director of elections, would you please present to us today?
Members of the board, before you is the canvass of the July 30th, 2024 primary election. This election was conducted in accordance with statutory requirements and the procedures of the Election Procedures Manual, 2023 edition. No abnormalities or defects in the process were encountered. The election program was tested various times utilizing 2 test decks, a pre-printed deck of 2,999 ballots, and a separate test deck of 500 ballots hand-marked by election officials. This process ensured all 757 ballot files were tested successfully. The Arizona Secretary of State's office performed the logic and accuracy test on July 26th. The testing was successful with all votes accurately tabulated by all equipment. The early board convened on July 10th for training and to begin processing ballots received from the county recorder's office. They were excused August 5th. There were 78,085 registered voters in this election with a turnout of 26,769 or 34%. 51,862 were mailed an early ballot, resulting in 66% voting early. All vote centers opened promptly at 6 a.m. and were closed at 7 p.m. with voters spaced throughout the day and no lines above the legal norm noted. 5,233 voters showed up at the 18 vote centers on Election Day, amounting to 5.75% Election Day turnout. Final unofficial results were posted at 5:07 p.m. on August 5th, with all official write-in candidates assigned. It takes a huge team effort to pull off a successful election, and I am extremely grateful to all who assisted with this endeavor. I believe this election was conducted within the legal requirements, and the results should be certified by this Board of Supervisors. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much. I don't expect you to have the number on hand, but if you could estimate how many volunteers or paid election workers did the county field? Approximately.
So it was approximately 197 poll workers, and county employees, we had approximately 60.
Approximately 60. Thank you very much. I wonder, well, I won't ask for a show of hands, but probably there are volunteers or poll watchers and workers in this room right now. And so I just want to take this moment to thank all of them as part of the discussion. Madam Judd, do you have any rules of wisdom for us today?
I just feel like the election went well. I usually get questions before and comments before and questions after and comments after. And I did a few before and I haven't had anything after. So I'm just guessing that no news is good news. So, but thank you, Marty. You're new and you did great.
Thank you. Thank you.
I believe there is no further discussion. Therefore, I call for the question. All those in favor of action item number 1, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And there are no opposed, so the item passes. Thank you very much for everybody and your attendance. The next meeting is on Tuesday, August 13th at 10 a.m. in the Board of Supervisors hearing room for a regular board meeting. Adjourned.